Well, hey everybody, sort of time for another video, I think. So it's been an interesting couple of days. Hopefully, at least to me, my days seem to be a little bit more interesting than I plan on because I never know what to expect other than the unexpected. I think we might have all heard that before, um, but it's been interesting because the first thing there is always a silver lining behind every single cloud. And my banking situation, where I'm migrating over from Wells Fargo to my retirement account at Bank of America, continues to be interesting. I do everything bill pay. The only time I handwrite a check is in April to the IRS. I did handwrite a check yesterday. I'll give you that story in a couple of weeks. Just sort of want that one sort of melt itself over a little bit. But it was I was very thrilled to write out a check to someone that helped me out many years ago, and I had somewhat promised or made an obligation that when the time comes and I can do it, I would do what I did yesterday, and I'll explain that one later on. But the bank thing, I set up all my bill pays, and it took quite a while to get the things that were in bill pay at Wells Fargo into bill pay at Bank of America, and things are never similar from one company to another. And then I was going to do my check to homeowner Greg, was due to go out yesterday via bill pay, and I just happened to look at my B of A app, and I noticed it did not go. And I noticed it is not in there for bill pay. And I go, well, unless I'm incredibly blank minded, it just doesn't make any sense. So I went in there and I installed Greg in bill pay, but it wouldn't let me save it. I got some kind of message. So now I got to call B of A. And the guy could not have been more helpful. That's a plus. He was a very nice guy, and that's a plus. And he could he can hear the frustration in me, not understanding. But then he did the same thing, got the same error. He goes, "Well, I don't know what that is." And the way we fixed it, we went over to my iPad and finished the situation there and got it done. The question is, why can I do things on my iPad and cannot do things on my phone? Because I don't, and it's my fault. I don't have a laptop or a desktop. I just have my iPad and my phone. That's on me. But that's just the way it goes. I mean, it's no reason for me to uh, have a laptop, but as I move forward in this project, we might be getting one. And speaking of this project, I did have a CapCut video editing session, tutoring session scheduled for Tuesday night. Got everything together. Unfortunately, there was connection problem between myself and the tutor, and no one could between the two of us, we couldn't figure it out. I sort of hoped that he could, because he sort of knows 99.99999% more about computers than I do. But anyway, so yesterday we did a test. We got it figured out. It was a link on his side that's not working properly. So we're going to do it again on Saturday. And I'm very much looking forward to learning how to properly edit these videos and make them a little bit more presentable, get rid of these circles in my eyes and stuff. And so sort of got that done. And then just before I started this video, I got a phone call from Christina, my youngest daughter's phone number. I go, oh, wow, Christina's calling me. And it was Elizabeth, because Elizabeth no longer has a phone for stories we really don't want to go into. And so it was great to hear from Elizabeth, and she and Kim and Robin and Christina are all exceptionally busy. They just stay busy up there in Washington State all the time. And she tries she tries to explain it to me to the best of her ability, and I appreciate that. My ears are always wide open, but it's sure a thrill to get a phone call from anyone, especially Elizabeth. So that really made my day as I'm getting ready to head out to play a little bit of poker. But you know, my aces got stung again yesterday in a huge pot. That's poker. If you won every time you had aces, or if you won every time you had kings, et cetera, it wouldn't be much of a game. But I pushed pretty hard, and I got run down by both the turn and the river, and it hurt. It hurt. It hurt. But hung in there, escaped, not in one whole piece, but escaped with a slice of pie. So that worked out pretty well, and glad I got that done. And so then the other thing that happened the other day, I have had this cookware I've been using for quite some time. So I've had it for quite some time. And the pans between getting, hot and whatever, it's sort of warped. I have a small 10-inch frying pan and probably a 12.5-inch frying pan. And they were just both warped. And when I use them, I like them to be correct, so I sort of said, well, it's time to order some more cookware. So the story is I went to Kohl's because I like to see cookware. I like to, Kohl's had a halfway decent housewares department. Went there, found some cookware I thought I liked, bought it home, ceramic, nonstick, et cetera, et cetera. Don't use Pam. I don't use Pam. I don't use Pam in these pans because it will burn. Did not know that until I bought these pans. It says don't use Pam because it'll burn the surface. So anyway, but these pans, they just stuck no matter how low I turned the heat on. So off we go back to Kohl's, and so I figured, well, I'll just order a small 10-inch frying pan, which will suffice for me for the time being, from Amazon. Look at that. My suspenders are all messed up. Well, that'll fix that. So sorry about that. So I ordered this 10-inch frying pan on Amazon, and it came the next day, and I was so excited. Nice ceramic pan. Assembly required. It came with a screwdriver. Wooden handle, pan, screwdriver, follow instructions, you got a frying pan. I go, no. That frying pan, when it comes off the stove, will never be cool to the touch. And if I didn't install this handle correctly, a problem. Plus, since when do you have to assemble cookware? That perplexed me a little bit. So back in the box, got my label, back to the UPS store, sent it back, went back on Amazon, ordered a 10-inch and a 12.5-inch pan. They came the day before yesterday, thrilled. I did not have to assemble them, plus, plus, plus. So that was a really good thing. This morning I went out on my walk to try to get out before 8 o'clock. Might have gotten out right at 8 o'clock. And it's hot, which is fine, but it's muggy right now. We're heading into monsoon season here in Las Vegas. And a little muggy. So as I was approaching home, that last 150 yards is always a bugaboo. But as hot as it's been and as muggy as it's been, that last 150 yards is actually the challenge. But we got home, we got inside, and we got relaxed. And then we started watching, I will only refer to it as a British Open, but the proper thing is the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale in England. It's going to be a great event. I pretty much sat on my butt and watched a lot of that today. Got a lot of bead work done today. Let me show you this one here. So these are some beads I found. I thought they were they're sort of clear, but they're sort of brown. So I made a nice bracelet out of those. I just have to, when winter comes, I have some more brown shirts to wear. But I'm really enjoying this beading process, and it's very, to borrow from my friend Cheryl, she says it's very calming, and I 100% agree with her. So that's pretty much it. I hope everybody's having a great day out there, and I did re-edit the biography part of my YouTube channel because I noticed it says I'll be doing videos on a daily basis, and that is not exactly correct. So I went back through there, and if you might want to take a look at it because it might be humorous. I said almost daily. So I'll almost daily be doing my videos. But I'm enjoying it. I hope you are. And I'm hearing from people that I might not have heard from in a while. And not everybody's subscribing. I sort of wish you would. And if you make a comment, I'll certainly reply to it. Have a great day. I'm out the door to play some poker. Elizabeth, I'm so glad you called. You made my day.